Hey everybody, welcome back to the Q&A show, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and it's also back on track. I appreciate all the kind words last week. Did take a bit of a hiatus, totally back now, and this is awesome. A little wider shot so you can get maybe a slightly better view. Trying to change it up, find the balance here of the new studio, the new apartment, the new everything. But yeah, I appreciate all the comments and the positivity. Really have a interesting show this week. We're gonna be talking about a very hot topic, so stay tuned on that. Also, before we get started, I wanna show you guys new patch in the store. Hang on, let me get it in focus for you here. Brand new patch. Come on, you gotta know what this is, right? It is the Baba Yaga, the Barca Yaga. I don't know. I'll pick up a punny name for it, I'm sure, to put in the web store. These are up on the store now. Kind of, Mr. Wick. You know who it is. You know who it is. It's the Pit Bull Dog, right? And it's got all the, I think my artist Jim really knocked it out of the park with this one. This one's been like months in working to get right. I mean, I've been playing with colors. Anyway, in the store, free shipping worldwide. Do check to see if your country is in the shipping right now. You can still order. I'll just be holding any of those until we can get those out to you. There's a lot of European countries right now that I just cannot ship to. They're on hold right now. If you are in America, no problem. You're fine. No problem at all. A lot of Asia, hit or miss places are pretty good too. These are coming from Taiwan, so do give them a little bit of time. And again, like I said, free shipping worldwide on everything in the web store. Got actually a few designs on sale too. Also, if it's your first time here, I do have the timestamps for everything, all the questions that are being asked down below in the comment section. And all of the questions from the show come from you, your questions you ask in the comment section from the previous week. So if you ask below in the comments, I will be doing my best to get them in on the next show for you, as well as a video recommendation of the week that comes from you, the community of even your own channel or another YouTuber that you like that's Airsoft related. So enough about all that. Let's dive on into what you're really here for, and that's your questions in the Megastore mail call. DJ Hellboy 1998 writes, I bought the John Wick 2 2011 high cap pistol and was wondering if I could lower its FPS. It is CO2. Well, actually, yeah, you can. The good news is, since you picked up the CO2 version, all you're gonna really need to do in this case is pick up a green gas magazine, and that's going to get your issue solved. And again, shameless self-promotion here. Let me get that focus back in. That's the pistol you're talking about right there. That's the double. Yeah. Anyway, that one. Hashtag web store. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, you can downgrade the power by moving from CO2 into green gas. It's going to be a big difference between your FPS levels between the one and the other. You're going to see a huge downgrade, typically 30, 40, 50 feet per second, depending on where you're clocking in with that CO2 version. So you should be able to get down below field limits if you're having issues hitting certain field numbers with the CO2 magazine built in there. So yeah, that's gonna be a real simple fix. Just pick up magazines, make sure it's gonna fit that flared mag well. Most of them should fit. The way the design of that one is, unlike some other ones like I've seen with the salient ones where the actual mag well, part of the body's cut difference, so you actually have to buy the special salient high kappa mags. You can probably drop a high kappa mag from almost any brand in there and be okay, like Marui, you can do it with WE, you can do it, whatever, any of them will work. So yeah, check that out. It should be good to go. If you have a friend, since high kappas are so just everywhere, if you're at the field, if you get a chance to hang out with somebody, I know we're all in lockdown right now, but if you have a chance to know someone that does, borrow theirs, chrono it, see what power numbers you're getting before you pick it up, because it's pretty common to get the 2011, which is the double stack pistol. A lot of people have those high kappas out there. Maggot Praise Water and Mike Coxie Cox have kind of a combo here I'm going to bundle together. First off, Water writes, glad you're healthy and safe. What are your thoughts on some places reopening airsoft fields early? Just had my first game last week and no one was concerned about the beer virus. And then also with Mike Coxie Cox writes, glad to see we didn't lose you to COVID-19. So I think this opens up a bigger question. And I think this is the meat of what we're going to be talking about this week. What's probably the most important thing to discuss is, what is Airsoft going to look like when we get out of this COVID-19 lockdown. I have a feeling we're going to be in it for a little bit longer. I apologize if we're in the future and you're watching this and this is all historical stuff. I might have been guessing wrong here. I'm curious, if you're watching after the lockdown in the future, let me know how it all played out. If my predictions were right or wrong or guesses, I don't know. I reserve the right to adjust in the future. So I think I see some fields allowing people to play. And I'm going to break the fields up into two categories. We're going to talk about indoor fields, or we're going to talk about outdoor fields. I feel like outdoor fields are going to be opening soon. And I think because of the nature of social distancing, we're still in a sport and a hobby that doesn't really have hand-to-hand or face-to-face or touch physical contact. You know me, I've always been one to say, hey, I really don't like the bang-bang rule, but or even minimum engagement really, but I think now is the time to really enforce some sort of minimum engagement distance if possible. And I think outdoor fields are going to be the best chance of us playing with not being in a very close proximity of someone else. I think there are going to be some requirements, as in if you're in a building, no one else can come in there. We're going to have to worry about room clearing. So maybe we're going to be roping off outdoor buildings and just using them as kind of hard cover to move around and not actually go through. I think there's going to be some adjustments until we get this thing under control, this virus under control, and maybe possibly even a cure or at least a very effective treatment. But I think outdoor allows for less chance of contact. You're not in an indoor, closed, confined space. You can make some adjustments with the buildings and things like that. Indoor fields present another problem, and this includes the staging area. So the staging area is in both. Outdoor, obviously, you're going to be, maybe it's your car. You can separate the chairs. Maybe if you're on the big picnic tables, is that what your field has, or a huge table setup, you can space out so you're not close. You're 1.5 meters away from somebody else. You're keeping that 6-foot distance from someone else to be safe. Indoor, I think it's going to be a lot more difficult. I think they can do it to a point, but because it's still indoor, because it's still an enclosed and confined place, because indoor fields might fall under a different regulation with your local government. And again, that could be state, federal, local, who knows, right? City, county, it could be a million different jurisdictions that will prevent you from doing it. I think the indoor fields are going to take a little bit longer to open and present a few more challenges to be safe. Because we are still running, we're still breathing heavy. I think it's gonna be difficult to wear a mask. It's possible you can wear it up under your face gear, and I think I probably would. I will not be playing as aggressive, that's for sure. I will say this, here in Taiwan, we're on over 30 plus days without a domestic transfer case, and 11 days now without any cases, period, even imported. And the ones that are imported, they come, they land, they're quarantined immediately, they're tested upon arrival. And there's a lot of great safety features. So I think at this point, the country I live in, Taiwan, is very much under control with this virus, and people are playing Airsoft. I'm seeing indoor fields as an option, and I could go play right now. I have not done that, but if I do, I think I'm in a good situation because as a country, we're not seeing new cases. We're not having people come in. There's nobody's allowed to travel here. We've got it pretty well secured, and I feel comfortable at this point with how well the country's doing it. I think once we see that happening elsewhere, other countries start to get it under control, I think we're going to see the same thing. What my concern is this, though, long term, and this is a question I have for you guys and gals as well, because it's something at the local level. Online stores are doing extremely well. Everyone I'm talking to that is part of a larger online retailer, that the focus is online, they are doing very well with their numbers right now. I think Airsoft is very strong. They're seeing actually an uptick, huge uptick in sales because we're at home, we're locked in, we still want to make purchases. Some of us, if you're on unemployment, in America, some of you may have actually extra money to spend at this point. There's a lot of factors. However, local fields, I feel, or local shops, are really feeling the crunch. And I wonder how many of them are going to survive when this is all over. That's my biggest fear. Once things open back up, if there's enough there, if they can make it, they've been paying rent. They're going to continue to pay rent. They're going to continue to pay their bills. And it can be expensive to have a retail shop. So I'm curious how your local shop, if you are in contact with the owners or people that work there, how they're doing. I want to know because I'm concerned long-term of the health of our hobby. I think we're still going to be playing. I still think outdoor fields are going to be very viable. I look at airsoft kind of like golf. It's I think a sport and a hobby that people can still go and participate in and social distance if done correctly, especially outdoors. But indoors could be a bit more of a challenge. I think with the right field, running it the right way, there should be minimal issues with it once the spread is stopped. Once you're sure of that. But yeah, I think that's the biggest concern of mine is what's going to happen to these shops that aren't attached to fields and things like that, and what's next for airsoft in that way. So let me know. I'm curious. I want to hear your thoughts about your local area, because every single one of you has a very unique story to tell here, because you live in a different zone, a different country, a different state, a different part of the world. I'm really interested to hear what's happening in your area. Do you know what's going on with your local shop, your local field, the local airsoft community, and what it's looking like as things open back up? I was good to hear that, one of you guys, the one post right there, Water, was writing, hey, went back to the play. I know some people are playing some kind of, off the grid games in California in some areas. So I see it coming back up. And I think that's a positive sign as long as people are safe. That is the most important thing. We don't want to go out and cause more community spread just because we're playing a hobby. We need to make sure that we look at this thing for the greater good. So anyway, let me know in the comment section below. I'm curious to see how it's all going to work out. And we'll see how that all plays out. And I'm looking forward to reading those comments. All right, that's it for questions this week, which means it's time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one came from a lot of you, like Destano, Kenneth, Dustin, Martin, a bunch of you people all wrote in. It's like, I think there's a campaign for Big Bird Airsoft, and another channel. Again, here we go. Another one that I didn't know about, and clicked on it, checked it out. Now get ready. These are like podcast length videos. I will go say this right now up front. I mean, we're talking 30, 40, 50 minutes, but there's a good reason. It's a very good reason that they are up in that minute count, that time count. He does very in-depth reviews. I'm talking, I kind of do like a showcase type video. I kind of talk about the product, my thoughts, what I think about it, the feel, the vibe when I do my reviews. But I don't go super in depth. I used to. At some point I actually went crazy in depth, but I don't do that anymore. It's been years and years since I was to that level of doing it. But man, if you want to know everything there is about a product before you make a buying decision, this he's got it. He definitely has it. He goes to the point of tearing the guns apart down to their mech box shell and showing you the internals. And that's something I haven't done, like I said, in a very long time. Kudos to him. There's a lot of work involved in creating content at that level. And I'm glad that he's doing it. I'm really glad, because that lets you have access to something that myself, and a lot of other YouTubers don't. We'll show you how it is out of the box, and we'll give you our feelings. And I've done hundreds of reviews. I think I'm probably in the neighborhood of like 600 or 700 product reviews. So I have a pretty good feeling when I get a hold of a product, what it is and what it isn't. But I don't go to that level. And I really admire people that do. And Big Bird Airsoft is doing that. And I think that is fantastic that he's going to that level. His channel is pure reviews, pure product reviews. So if you happen to like that kind of thing, you want to learn a little more about how the airsoft gun works. If you own one of these and you want to see how to tear it down, this is a good channel to look at, because he goes through that process and he is very honest. Like, he will, if it's bad, he'll call it bad. If it's good, he'll call it good. He'll let you know. And I like that about this channel. So definitely one that earned my subscribe button mash. I smashed it. And if you guys and gals click over there, check it out. It's something you're interested in, you'll like it too, hit the sub button on his channel and let him know in the comment section under the video or any video that I sent you. Also, I would have had a link that popped up here in the corner. Also one down in the description box below, taking you over to his channel and to the video I'm showing right now. So you can go check it out. And remember, if you have a question for me, you would like answered here, or a channel of your own or another that you would want to have highlighted on this show that comes out every single week, then please put it down in the comment section below in this video. Also, if you want to support the show, I've got like 20 or 18 or 20 different designs, including the new one, the new pimple patch. I know everybody's like, oh, Jonathan, you're shameless promoting. Hey, look, man, it's tough out here. We got to make some money. And at least I'm trying to sell something that you get some value out of, right? And I do ship. But again, shipping, remember, I've noticed shipping times are a little longer Like usually things would get to you guys and gals in about 2 weeks. Things are seeing about 3 or 4 weeks actually at this point. In some cases, some we're still seeing too. So just be patient. I think it's the country's mail system as it goes through importing product in and going through the customs process is slowing things down a little bit. So please be patient. But again, if you have any issues, always reach out. When you get the order, you'll have an order email that you can ask any questions, and myself and my team will be able to respond to you in those ways and get you taken care of. But anyway, until next week, go out, play some Airsoft. Well, actually, stay in Chairsoft right now because we're all in quarantine. But no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.